Hi guys, welcome back. Getting strong quads is really important to fixing knee pain once and for all. Here are some great exercises you can already start doing to strengthen your quads. So starting very easy, we've got the sit to stands. So you can start with a higher plinth or a lower chair. A chair is about 45 centimeter, a bed will be 60 centimeter. The higher, the easier. So you can start from there, stand up and slowly sit down. So you're gonna start using your quads and your glutes when you do that. If that's quite easy for you, put one leg further forwards and repeat the same thing. If your leg is further forwards, you won't be able to put so much weight on it. So more of a weight will be on the leg that is further back, maybe 60, 70%. So that's a way you can already make it harder. And then you can do it on one leg. So now all the weight is gonna go on your stance leg. You're gonna stand up, you're gonna sit down. It is a nice test of your balance as well. And again, to make that harder, you can just make the plinth or whatever you're sitting on a little bit lower. So going from the sit to stands, the squats are slightly harder because you get a fuller range of motion. You can go all the way down, which tends to use the quads a little bit more. As I've said before, it's really important that you get your knees over your toes and that you go all the way down. Most people can improve on the depth of their squat by improving ankle mobility and just by practicing the squat. You can even hold the squat right at the bottom while you're watching TV or looking at your phone, brushing your teeth, for example, for a few minutes to improve the depth of your squat. Control on the way down. Then you can make it a bit harder by adding tempo holds. You can hold for several seconds, or for a bigger challenge, you can hold for 10 seconds at each level and go a little bit lower, hold for another few seconds, a little bit lower. You'll really feel your quads start to burn quite quickly when you do this, and we'll proceed on all the way to the bottom and reverse it all the way back up again. My personal favorite is bottom half squats because it's easy and simple. You go all the way down and only half up. A nice challenge is to do 20 of them. For most people, that gets their quads burning. And then if you wanted to, you can add some weight on your shoulders to get an even better quad burning. One of my absolute favorite exercises is the Bulgarian. A nice deep stance or a big stance between the front and the back leg is necessary to ensure your knees go over your toes and you can get all the way down without your back knee actually touching the floor. Now for some people, you have to start with hand support. You could use 2 hands on either side. You can use a chair. Here I'm using a stick. Now you may start not going all the way down. You can do half depth ones, but eventually all the way down. Hopefully your thigh is parallel with the floor. Eventually, hopefully you'd no longer need the stick and you can use no hand support at all. Add those little pulses at the end. You'll really quickly feel your quads burning quite quickly, and it's a great body weight exercise. To make it even harder, you can use a step to do the same thing, so you can get even more depth and go beyond the horizontal. So lateral step downs can be pretty brutal as well. It's a challenge for your balance, your thigh, your quad, and your hip strength. You can start from a simple small step. This step being about 15 centimeters and just tapping with your heel. Tap lightly. It's nice to see what happens to your leg here. Does it shake all over the place? Do you really struggle? Are you tapping gently? That's good form and it implies really good hip control. From there, progress to a 30 centimeter one. I do fairly well on this one, but the moment we go to 45 centimeter, I need to use a dowel, implying I still have a lot of gain I can get in my legs because I don't control it all the way down unless I have some hand support. So for me, finding something between 30 and 45 centimeter would be ideal without hand support, and I can progress from there. So even to this day, a lot of people still have a misconception you can't get the knees over the toes. This is primarily what I use this ATG lunge for, made famous by Ben Patrick, to encourage people to get their knees forwards over the toes after a lifetime of keeping their knees behind their feet when they squat, which puts more pressure on the hips and means your ankles get a little bit inflexible and you're higher risk of having Achilles injuries as well as hip impingement. So get those knees right over the toes, start from an elevation, but you should hopefully over time be able to do it right on the floor. Get the hamstring to press into the calves, get the knees right over the toes, get that soleus stretching, get the back hip flexor stretching as well. It's a really great exercise for people who struggle with the concept of getting their knees far beyond their toes. So the reverse hyper is a pretty hard exercise. It strengthens the quads in a lengthened position. You can start with a band holding onto that to take some of your body weight. You can even wrap the band around your waist and have it in front of you and lean all the way back to feel a really good burn in your quads and also to lengthen those quads and those hip flexors. As you get stronger, you should no longer need the band. At this point in time, I still will need the band to go all the way back, but even with these shallower range of motions, it's still a pretty great exercise. So there you go, guys. Minimal equipment required to really build up some quad strength. Remember, those quads keep your kneecap in the middle, so it helps to prevent patellofemoral pain. It will also help to prevent further knee arthritis or meniscal injuries. It's helpful for all knee conditions. Get your quads really strong, and I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please like, follow, and subscribe.